Well, okay, we've dug away here just to, we've cleared a bit of a spot there, going to dig down in there and get some buckets full of rocks and shit, and take them back to camp, sieve them, clean them, and see if there's any sapphires in there. But this is basically what you do, and dig around, and all that sort of kibble stuff there you put in your bucket, take back, sieve it, wash it, and see if you got any sapphires. Now your sapphires, when you hold them up to the light, it'll be like looking through glass, and that's how you know if you got a sapphire or a gem. And they come in all different colours. And Trev's just getting ready now to so we can start scratching, and we cleared all that back. That was actually up to about here. We've knocked all that section out.
It was about that high.
Yeah, about that high.
So we spent a couple of hours this afternoon getting the hole ready, prepping it up. We've got a little sweet layer in here. We won't knock any more of that out because we'll have a look through it. And down here is the ancient riverbed. There's some of these old ancient rocks. You can tell the difference between the rocks. You get these nice ones. These are the older ones. I can find one here, like I said, that's more sandstony, so that's a bit younger. And this one here is permarated, so that would have blown out the volcano. So if you went in age, you'd go young, old, and oldest. This is the permarated stuff. This is the stuff you want to find. It's unusually yellow sort of stuff. This is the real prehistoric rock. This is the ancient riverbed. You want to get down to that. That's your floor, your stones. There's a couple of pieces of it in here. We're going to sort of bust it. We're going to swing a bit of a pick for a while and
dig it up.
We'll create a little table down here. There should be a clay layer down here. We're close to.
So basically what we do is we get a floor, clean floor, down as far as we can go.
Working floor, yeah.
And then, yeah, like a working floor, and then we just sort of scratch around the edges and fill them up.
See that red mud? Get these out. It's quite clay. You can see, yeah, it's clay.
And as you can see, it's not like just a matter of scratching the dirt. You got to really
see this stuff here. You can see it's clay, and it's all
rocky.
It's all got small little stones all through it, and that's like, I mean, this is the stuff that where the stones sit down and sit in. Bust it up, but we've got to get down to that floor. That's the stuff you got to look for. Old, red, clay, and quite. Oh, I mean, I make a nice coffee cup, but it's all got the heaviest stone through it. You can see all glints and stuff in it. And yeah, this is the stuff we want.
All the sapphires sit inside that for over the hundreds of years or thousands of years. Blooming, it's just moulded into the clay. And as you can see, it's not an easy task looking for gems. You got to do a bit of hard work.
Yeah, you got to build your nest, as you say.
And all these holes that you see around here, people have dug these like this by hand. You know, there is in the later years, people have probably brought a little bit of machinery in here and dug, but in the old days, it was all done by hand.
Yeah, it was all done by pick. The only beauty was they sank tanks in and had water supply, and they had like sort of milling processes where they could put tons of ore through it in a day to process it. But under the Queensland government, nearly went broke back in the 1800s, so the thing that saved Queensland or made Queensland what it was the gold and gem fields.
Yeah.
And so what they did is, the government thinking ahead of the future, they put aside some of the richer areas, stopped the commercial guys going, and they named them fossicking fields. But the way to protect it all was that you could use nothing. It all was hand. Nothing mechanical could be used. So yeah, that's why hasn't been raked. That's why there's still a lot of good rock in here. Me and Ricky, we had a bloke telling us the other day, a local, about all the good luck stories of, you know, he found a $2,000 or $2,500 stone right here.
Yeah, just over the back there he found a stone.
And so we sort of picked this spot out, and you got to sort of do a little bit of geology. Like you can see that compared to that, that's the old stuff. So that means we're getting down to where we want. It's quite difficult, but once we get down here, we'll make another movie showing you when it's all cleared up, what it looks like. We'll clean it all up and show you all the...
Yeah, this is only basically to show you what we're doing and where we got to go to get to it. See, a lot of that red stuff just fell down then.
Yeah, that's probably the stuff we want.
See, basically all we're doing now is digging down to clear the floor, make a nice flat spot. So when we're digging through there, we can push it down in there and then hand put it in the buckets.
See the clay? It's that's a good sign.
Now we went and seen an old bloke, Tom, the other day. Now his hole is probably 10 times deeper than this.
Yeah, we'll go back and film that one.
Yeah, we'll go back and film. I actually thought we did film it when we pulled up. But I don't know if he'll be there when we get there to go and have a look at it. But he's got a really good setup there. And he's been digging for a couple of years at least.
Yeah, see, there's one. So we've got to get down under that.
Yep.
This is the clay. That's the old riverbed there. You can see the yellow in the clay.
In the clay.
Tight. So you're looking for that because that's showing you that it's undisturbed. And then it's just luck. When the old riverbeds, you know, flew through here, they were you know, massive, you know, anything up to, you know, 10 k's wide and 500 k's long. That will just clear up a working table. See this stuff here, you throw this out because it's hard to work through. About all you can do with this is do a soaking thing where you soak it and break it down. Unfortunately, there's good stone in here, but it's the choice you make if you want to, you know, go the whole 9 yards. It's sort of like
this stuff here you can't see if you got to leave it soak in a bucket overnight.
How hard do you want to work? You know, I mean, you're sacrificing some stones in there, but you're sort of looking for the more washy stuff. This lighter stuff here.
The stuff that comes with all the little pebbles and stuff.
Is, a lot of people's spots, so what they do is you throw this up the bank and a couple of years of rain on it, and you know, you can walk along and see a stone that's been washed clean naturally for you. And a lot of people it's called specking. I mean, that's really nice stuff to a miner. That's good. I'm happy with that. That means I'm down where I want to be. Now let's try and pull out some of these rocks here and cleaner.
Alright, well that's giving you the geo what we're doing. Just clean up that floor. And once we got that floor all done, then we're going to go in along that line there and just fill some buckets and take them back to camp, wash them and sieve through them and see if we got any little gems. Now, the gems we've been finding are only little tiny ones, but hopefully here we might find a good decent one. And a good decent one would be worth probably the size of something like that would be probably worth about 10 grand, Trev, you reckon? 10?
If you found one like that, it'd be a couple hundred.
Yeah, you could retire just about. And if you find one like this, well, you know, it'll be party on. But as you can see, it is hard work. It's not like just come out here and scratch along the top of the ground or whatever to find a gem. You've got to actually put some hard miles into it. And
you can walk around and pick them up, you know, you hear about it, but if you want to have a serious crack and satisfy yourself, dig a hole and have a crack at it, you know. I mean, no use coming up here wandering around and wishing and want to be. At least if you have a hole, you say, well, I'll give it a crack.
Yeah.
And if you're going to find one, if you're meant to find one, and you're gonna, well, this is the way you'll do it.
Well, this is what the true blue professionals do that come out here for weeks on end. This is what they do. They just sit in a hole and dig. They'll fossil it for a little bit. If they find nothing, they'll go probably a couple of 100 yards over there and dig again. But you've got to look for the right spots. You can't just dig anywhere.
Yeah, a bit of research helps.
Yeah.
You know, the more you do it, the more you learn. Ask around. Everybody's really helpful. Everybody's really good at lending your hand, giving you tips.
Yep.
The only problem is you'll get someone come along and they'll throw a rock on the ground and dig there. And then the next bloke will come along and see, oh, he's been digging, and he'll dig there, and they'll dig there, and they'll dig there, and there's never any rocks there. And you'll see this great big area that's been dug up, and nothing's been found there. So you've sort of got to learn to get into the right area, and your chances are better. But a lot of people make the mistake and pull up and go, oh, there's some holes there, let's dig there. They might be in the sweet spot, and then they might be digging to China.
Well, didn't they say, did that bloke that was here yesterday with his 4 kids, bloomin', which you got to admire, because he's bringing up 4 kids and he brings them out here to get them away from modern technology and, you know, do a bit of fossiling and that. But didn't he say in the last couple of years he's found half a coffee jar or something?
Yeah, he found half a coffee jar just over there.
Yeah, half a coffee jar. There's another hole just over by those trees. Well, there's a few holes actually.
And then he told us that people pulled up the hill there and they dug for 6 months, dug this massive hole out and didn't find a rock.
Yeah. Well, he actually said that this was just the start of a hole. He actually worked this hole.
Yeah, well, I come along and I looked and seen the traces and decided I'd dig, and then about a half an hour later a car pulled up and he sort of had a little bit of a sad look on his face. I think we both had the same idea, and I got there before him, and then he told me he'd been coming here for 4 years digging in this area and had some really good luck. Look at that, that's what we're looking for. We're nearly there. So see, under these big rocks is where the stones get trapped, and I think what I might do, Snacky, is we might clear that out, and then we might start
scratching
down a bit and taking what we're pulling out. We don't want to, you know, I've seen stones like this laying on the ground, and there'd been a bit of mud on there, and the mud had fallen out, and there's a sapphire hidden, and you would have never seen it. So when you do pull these rocks out,
just scratch them off.
It pays to give them a little clean up, but just get this one out of the way.
Alright, well that's the end of this video. We'll do a couple more when we actually start fossiling and trying to dig up some gems. You won't find them like this. You've actually got to put them in the bucket, fill the bucket up, or a couple of buckets, then you go back to camp. You run them through the sieve, you get all the soft shit out of it, shake it, then you wash it, then you tip it on top of the 44, and then you've got to actually go through it and look for it.
We'll make some.
Yeah, we'll show you when we get to it.
Get to clean up our rubble, our wash.
We'll just basically show you what we're doing here. Then when we go back to camp, we'll show you how we clean them and actually look for the sapphires. All right, guys, check you back soon.